Hi, we're Rachel and Dylan, and this is our van Daisy. In the last episode, we parted ways with Em and Jules, who we had been travelling with for a couple of weeks.
This week we head inland from Carnarvon to the Kennedy Ranges and Mount Augustus, before needing to get our first tow due to an unknown issue with the van.
Taking my sweet time, feels right. Living in the moment, yeah. 'Cause I know where I'm going. I'm taking my sweet time, each time. Sick and tired of seeing people always running in circles, chasing lies that never got them past the surface. What happened to our purpose? And don't believe that settling on what comes easy takes courage. Don't let haters tell you that it's not worth it. Don't let them take your purpose. I'm taking my sweet time, feels right. Living in the moment, yeah. 'Cause I know where I'm going.
The drive out to Mount Augustus was a long and tedious drive. It was an adventurous 260 kilometres on dirt roads. So we've come across Lyons River and we're just trying to see how deep it is. We have made it to Mount Augustus Tourist Park and it is raining. But it was a really long drive out and there must be some gap at the back doors of Daisy because they got so much dust inside. Everything had red dust on it and so that was fun. Bit of a detour to come out here, so hopefully it's worth it. Rainy days on the road means a day in the van. I got some work and editing done while Dylan watched the footy. We've been pretty lucky with the weather so far and haven't had many days like this, so it was kind of nice on this day to have a cosy day in. Unfortunately, the rainy weather meant foregoing any of the big hikes around Mount Augustus, but the next day, before heading back to Gascoyne Junction, we managed to go on a few of the shorter walks that also featured some Aboriginal engravings. We are at Manilia Roadhouse, or just across the road, and we're waiting for a tow truck. So this is our first breakdown, but the van is actually still running fine, but we've had an engine light come up on the dash, which that engine light doesn't actually tell you anything about what the actual problem is. It just tells you that there's some kind of malfunction, and essentially you have to plug in a computer that will tell you the code that will then tell you what exactly is going wrong. So we've been on the phone to a bunch of mechanics and RAC roadside assistance, and they're sending out a tow truck to tow us back to Carnarvon. And we're hoping it's nothing too drastic and too serious and nothing that takes too much time, because most of the mechanics are actually already booked out for at least a week. And I wouldn't mind that. It doesn't really bother me about staying in one place for longer than we would have wanted and staying in Carnarvon for a week if, you know, we have roadside and we have somewhere to sleep. But this week is like one of the only weeks that we've actually booked accommodation ahead of time, which we've booked for Exmouth at the Cape Range National Park, which if anyone has stayed there or if anyone's looked into staying there, then you would know that the national park spots book out so far in advance. So if it is something that takes longer to fix, or that we just can't get a mechanic to look at it until next week, we're just going to have to forfeit that spot, unfortunately. But I keep saying, not the end of the world. At least it's not like in the middle of the night right now, and at least it's not pouring down with rain or anything like that. So we're safe, and yeah, this is what we signed up for doing this trip, so it's not the end of the world. Our first tow. So, update on yesterday after I filmed that little clip. We got towed back to Carnarvon, and they ran a computer through the van to see what the issue was with the van, and essentially it was coming up turbocharge underboost and turbocharge overboost, and they were saying, yep, this is not good, you need to get looked at by a mechanic. We can even tow you back to Geraldton, or even tow you all the way back to Perth if you want, because essentially all the mechanics in Carnarvon were just crazy booked out. So we were weighing up all our options, and we are supposed to be going swimming with the whale sharks on Friday, and I even called them, was like, is there any chance we can cancel or change our tickets for that date? And she was pretty much saying you're going to forfeit between 20% up to 50% of your ticket fee, which could have been up to $400 that we just kind of lose out on. So it wasn't ideal. Anyway, we got towed then to a caravan park where we were going to stay the night in Carnarvon, and I decided to give my mechanic a call, who is a Ford Transit specialist back in Perth. And then he was like, as soon as I told him what the issue was, he was like, oh, nah, you're fine. Like, you just need to do this and that, clean this. I'll walk you through how to do it. I'd still drive to Exmouth. Even if the light comes on again, I'd just still go to Exmouth. Who cares? So that is what we're doing. And summing it up like that makes it sound like it wasn't a big ordeal at all, but I feel like it kind of was. It wasn't as big as it could be. Like, obviously it feels like the solution is solved, everything's good to go now, but I feel like it was a bit of a roller coaster of emotions and a roller coaster of deciding what we were going to do. Is that right? Would you agree?
100%.
But yeah, we are probably about an hour and a half out of Exmouth now. No idea where we're going to stay tonight. We might try to stealth, but we'll see how we go. So far so good. So far no light has come up on the van, so hopefully we're all good. Thank you for watching this episode of our Big Lap Adventures. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos, and stay tuned for the next one where we experience all the beauty Exmouth has to offer.